Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this special day at Wabash College. My name is Greg Redding. I'm a Wabash alumnus from the class of 1988. It's been my privilege to serve this great college as a German professor since 2002 and as Dean of Students since 2019. To the family and friends here in the audience or watching our live stream, thank you for participating in this historic rite of passage for Wabash students and for your part in helping these young men reach this important milestone in their lives. And to the men of the class of 2028, this ringing in ceremony is a tradition that ties you directly to the first 12 students to enroll at Wabash 191 years ago. You will soon learn, if you don't already know, that we love our traditions here at Wabash. Some are just for fun, like the prohibitions against walking under the arch or stepping on the college seal at the library. Other traditions of academic rigor, close mentoring relationships, and the gentleman's rule contribute more directly to our excellence as an institution. We are proud of our rich history and the good work that has been done by those who came before us. Wabash is a great college today because our predecessors had the highest expectations, and each successive generation of Wabash students, faculty, staff, and alumni has worked to make the college even better. This is now your task. I challenge each of you to demand excellence from your classmates, from your teachers, and most of all, from yourself. In the end, your college experience will only be as good as you make it. Your path through Wabash may zigzag a bit. You may stumble a time or two along the way, but you will have innumerable opportunities for growth both in and out of the classroom if you choose to seize them. In return for your efforts, I promise that we will take you seriously. We will help you pursue your dreams and aspirations, your desire to achieve and to grow and to construct a life with meaning. And we will hold you accountable to the high expectations of our two bedrock traditions: rigorous academics and the gentleman's rule. So, men of the class of 2028, the wider Wabash community is eager to help you find your way. We are ready for you. Are you ready? Let me hear it. Are you ready? Yes, sir. Are you ready? Yes, sir. That's a good start. Another great tradition at Wabash is devotion to our beloved fight song. If you already know the words, I invite you to join in with the Wabash College Glee Club as they provide a rousing rendition of Old Wabash. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and sing along. Thank you. Thank you, Glee Club. Thank you, Cheryl. Every new student should soon learn the words to Old Wabash, the best and longest college fight song in the country. We sing it frequently and enthusiastically, and coming up in about 4 weeks is the annual Chapel Sing competition, where you will have the chance to demonstrate your mastery of the song. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our Dean for Enrollment Management, Mr. Chip Timmons. An alumnus from the Wabash class of '96, Chip is here representing all of those affiliated with the effort to recruit each of you to our college. In order that he may welcome you and describe you a bit to one another, please welcome Mr. Chip Timmons.
Okay, gentlemen, join me for a brief journey back in time to the end of your junior year of high school, when colleges like ours flooded your inbox and mailboxes with emails and letters that you didn't read. But I bet moms and dads read those letters and messages. For most of you, it's around that time that you were introduced to Wabash and you began to introduce yourself to Wabash. I want you to think about all of the alumni, faculty, coaches, staff, and fellow students you met over that span of time. Those connections should make you feel like you're not just enrolling in a college, that you're joining a family. Every Wabash alumnus I know has been where you are right now. I vividly remember sitting in this chapel 32 years ago. I was sweating then too, but I was about to join this family, meet the men who have become my best friends. But at the same time, I was lacking in this belief that I was ready for what was to come. One of our coaches likes to put inspirational messages all around Nolan Fieldhouse, and there's one that once caught my attention that just simply read, "Borrow my belief in you until you believe in yourself." Some of you already have that belief, and the rest of you will eventually get there, I promise. But at some point, that belief may fade. And I want you to know that all of us assembled here represent all of the alumni, faculty, staff, and students, literally thousands of people who believe in you. Borrow that belief. So this afternoon, I want to share a few fun facts about the newest members of our Wabash family, so that you have a sense of the strengths, talents, and accomplishments that instill this sense of belief in us. There are 267 of you hailing from 18 states and 14 countries. It includes the largest contingent of international students to ever enroll at this college. To those students and parents watching from around the world today, you join our Wabash Familia, Poribol, Jatin, Ikoyenia, Yoiboilo, Gerbo, Rojina, Oila, Zadin, our family. You had an average GPA of 3.83. 75 of you are the first members of your family to attend college. 47 of you are legacies, meaning a family member is already a Wabash man. One of you will be the 7th member of your family to attend Wabash. Another of you will be the 8th. 2 of you are the 4th member of your household to attend Wabash College, while another is the 5th. That's literally thousands of loads of laundry filled with Wabash attire. So for you first-time Wabash students and parents, if you need help figuring out how to avoid your whites turning pink, I can introduce you to those families after we finish up here. If you graduated from Avon, Brebeuf, Brownsburg, Carmel, Guerin Catholic, McCutcheon, or Westfield high schools, you're here with at least 4 of your fellow Orioles, Braves, Bulldogs, Greyhounds, Golden Eagles, Mavericks, and Shamrocks. And if you like mascots, I've got a few more for you. Your class includes 3 Dragons, 3 Knights, 2 Red Devils, 1 Crusader, plus a Wampus Cat, a Peg Leg, and a Kalijah. At our next family gathering, if someone calls for William, 7 of you should answer, but 6 of you actually go by Will. And Aiden and Jackson, all 5 of you, same goes too. Our family loves to celebrate birthdays. 4 of you share a birthday on August 29th, October 25th, and June 9th. Where's Jonathan Loney? His birthday was yesterday. How about Eamon Colglazer? Where are you? All right. His birthday is April 17th. I know this administrator who also has a birthday on April 17th, and he gets donuts for his birthday, one for each year, and I'm not sure if I'm not sure if he can eat them all by himself, amen, so I'll introduce you to him, whoever that may be, in April. One of you is the youngest of 5 with 4 older sisters. One of you is one of 9 children. One of you is one of 14 children. This class also includes 2 twins. Both of you have a twin sister, a pair of twins, and 2/3 of a set of triplets. 2 of you are ambidextrous, and you're both left-handed pitchers. Or are you? One of you played for the Swiss national lacrosse team against a Wabash teammate who played for the Italian national team. This class also includes the founder of a wildlife habitat restoration club and a conservation club that planted over 320 trees. One of you co-authored a book titled Chemistry in Our Daily Lives. How about that, Dr. Feller? Another is a cursive writing instructor. One of you has visited every Great Lake. Another founded the AquaStars Water Safety Program to give free swimming lessons to low-income families. One of you overcame a rare bone disease that confined you to a wheelchair as a child. 2 of you are cancer survivors. One of you owns a window cleaning business. Another owns a vintage clothing business. One of you works on your family's multi-generational sheep farm, and another is a duck rearer. This class also includes a bagpiper, a licensed welder, the co-president of the Bleacher Bums, a cheer team stunt captain, a referee for the World Youth Economic Forum, and the prosecutor of the Vanderburgh County Teen Court. One of you is, quote, in love with Jennifer Aniston. Another has an unhealthy obsession with hot tamales candy. And I especially enjoyed reading one of your essays where you described the magic of your first kiss and how at that moment you were hooked on fishing. You kissed that first fish and then released that bluegill back into the lake. So that's my best attempt to kind of sample all the accomplishments of this class, and I know I speak on behalf of all my enrollment colleagues that we enjoyed working with you and that you won't get those emails and texts reminding you about your new student roadmap anymore, but we will stay connected with you. Now, I began by talking about connections and family, and I want to close with a message to other family members, the parents, because it's time for some connections to end. Now, what I'm about to say may upset some of you, but our Wabash family connection is so incredibly strong and supportive that you can disconnect your sons from Life 360 or whatever app you use to track his phone. And I know someone just said, not on my bill. I understand, but hear me out. I've worked in higher education for 27 years. I'm also the parent of a Wabash man. Through my son's own experiences and my work, I know very well what other colleges do not offer. At its best, higher education is an experience good. You don't truly understand its value or utility until it's been used. At its worst, in increasing numbers, higher education is viewed as a commodity for good or purchase. There are campuses all across our country where students can do little to no work, not be challenged in the classroom, never engage in thoughtful discourse, not face and overcome adversity, literally not learn anything new, and still satisfy degree requirements that have little value or utility. We are not gathered on one of those campuses today, and I know that's not what your sons are seeking. Here at Wabash, we offer a fully residential liberal arts education with high scholarly standards and behavioral standards for all of our students, where their educations demonstrate value and are utilized every day. So these 4 years will not be the last 4 years of your son's adolescence or prolonged childhood. Parents, today marks your son's first day as an adult, and we at Wabash will provide your sons with the opportunities to succeed and fail, to take ownership of their educations, to become the best scholars, leaders, athletes, friends, and men they can be, all while being surrounded by a community that will encourage, love, unconditionally support, and believe in them, just like a family should.
Thank you for that, Chip. Over the years, I've come to know many Wabash alumni from all eras and all walks of life. Through their commitment to service, their professional accomplishments, and their devotion to alma mater, I've seen how they live the values of the college mission and the gentleman's rule, even decades after their student years. They are dedicated to Wabash, which means they are dedicated to you, the students. No one knows that better than those who serve on the board of directors for our alumni body, the National Association of Wabash Men, or NAWM. Here to speak on behalf of our alumni and welcome the class of 2028 into the Brotherhood is Mr. Jim Hawksworth, Wabash class of 1995 and current president of the NAWM. Jim?
Thank you, Dean Redding. Welcome to Wabash, class of 2028. What an honor it is to speak to you on such an exciting day. As Dean Redding mentioned, I currently serve as president of the National Association of Wabash Men. It's a lot of words, right? You're likely asking yourself, what the heck is the National Association of Wabash Men? Well, very simply, it's the alumni board of the college. It's made up of 20-some alumni, either elected or appointed members serving in 3-year terms. Our role is to represent the alumni body and to act as ambassadors for our school by helping in any way we can. You'll see us around campus at least 3 times per year, homecoming weekend, late in January, and at commencement weekend in May. Chief among our responsibilities is recognizing excellence in the Wabash community by bestowing awards to faculty, staff, and alumni, including honorary degrees and inductions into the Athletics Hall of Fame at Wabash College. Perhaps less visible is the work we do to bring the Wabash community together through alumni outings, networking events, and interactions with student body, professors, and staff. I'm beginning my 8th year on the board, and over this time I've gotten to know Wabash very well, deeper than I ever could have imagined. I sometimes worried that I would become too close to the college, and I might see some of the cracks in the painting. But I'm happy to tell you that I have never been more sure of a Wabash education and what Wabash College offers young men. And like you, I speak to you today as a proud Wabash parent. My son Jimmy is being rung in today, making him a 3rd-generation Wabash man. And a fellow classmate of his is his cousin, Paul, my nephew, and son of Dave Hawksworth, class of '88. To be a part of their ringing in ceremony is truly a magical Wabash moment in my lifetime. I stand before you humbled to represent the #1 alumni network in the nation. I know the polls may say #2 this year, but trust me, make no mistake, we are the best in the nation. And what makes us so great? First and foremost, Wabash men want to help Wabash men. There's a sense of community here that's difficult to explain. It's an intangible thing that naturally occurs as you discover what a truly unique place this is. It's something that only those who experience Wabash can ever really understand. You'll feel it when you meet a fellow Wabash graduate, and you have that immediate connection, bonded by a common experience steeped in rich history and traditions of this place. It's a kinship that's generational, born out of mutual respect our alumni have for each other after having accomplished something great and difficult, each in our own time. Graduating from Wabash is not easy, but it'll be worth it. And the pride that comes with it is unshakable. Second, Wabash men take care of Wabash. We understand that there's something special here worth preserving for you and for future generations of students. That's why our alumni give to Wabash in astonishingly high numbers. We want to see Wabash not only survive, but thrive as we approach our bicentennial in 2032 and beyond. The incredible generosity of our alumni donors allows Wabash to continue to provide an unparalleled quality of education and affords our students the opportunity to pursue their interests and passions, ultimately putting them in a position for a fulfilling postgraduate career. Our top-ranked alumni giving rate stands as a testament to the highly successful outcomes that Wabash continues to produce generation after generation. It fosters the spirit expressed by our first president, Elihu Baldwin, when he proclaimed, quote, "Our purpose is never to rest while Wabash College shall lack any advantages for the student which are offered by the highest class of American colleges." So as you start your Wabash journey, I would like to offer a simple piece of advice. Take advantage of Wabash. Take advantage of Wabash. There is so much to experience, there are opportunities and resources abound, and you're surrounded by a faculty and staff that cares about you and strives to provide you with a life-changing experience. But guys, that doesn't magically happen. The onus is on you to step out of your comfort zone and to act. Take advantage of our top-ranked alumni network. You'll have countless opportunities to meet and speak with highly successful alumni with varied professional backgrounds who want to help you succeed. Seek out my fellow board members on the National Association of Wabash Men and engage us in conversation. Tell us about you, what you're studying, what you're interested in doing in life. You'll never know what connections you might make, what opportunities may be uncovered, and what friendships may result. Wabash alumni are your biggest advocates. We understand Wabash. We've been in your shoes, and many of us today are where we are because one of our own cared enough to take a chance on us. Gentlemen, go experience Wabash and enjoy your journey.
Many thanks to you, Jim, and to all the members of the NAWM and to our alumni body for the essential work that you do to support Wabash students. And now it's my honor to introduce to you the 17th president of Wabash College, Dr. Scott Feller. President Feller, thanks. President Feller is entering his 5th full year of service as president of Wabash, but he's been a leader at the college for over 25 years. First as a professor of chemistry, then as dean of the college, and now as our president. You could not be in more capable hands as you begin your time at Wabash. Please welcome President Scott Feller.
Good afternoon. I'm so happy to welcome you and your families to this tradition-rich ringing-in ceremony, during which each of you officially becomes a Wabash man. Many of you started your journey to Wabash when you were kids, while others have learned about us not too long ago. But regardless, you are all here today prepared for the most exciting, enriching 4 years of your life. Welcome to the brotherhood, gentlemen. To the parents here today, I know from experience the range of emotions that you're feeling right now. Having sent my daughter and my son off to college, as I walked over here today, I was hit with a somewhat troubling realization, though. I realized that my grandson, Gus, is closer in age to these young men than my own son. So I may need to check in with some of the grandparents in the room today when we're done so they can give me a few tips about what to expect. I know that some of you are sad and nervous, worrying, wondering if you've done enough to prepare your son for this moment. My hope is that all of those concerns, though, are overshadowed by the pride and happiness as your son reaches this important milestone. The best advice I can give you, and this is based on my own children, but mostly on an entire career of working with 18 to 22-year-olds, is this: let your son go. Let him stride out and try new things. Let him stumble if he must, and know that his Wabash faculty, staff, and especially his Wabash brothers will be there to lend a hand when needed. Resist the urge to text him 8 times a day. Instead, trust that this place will allow your son to become the man that you have always imagined him to be. Please give him the freedom to do that. Gentlemen, on your first real day as Wabash men, I want you to think about all the sacrifices your loved ones have made to get you to this point. They've shown up. They were the shoulders you leaned on in tough times. They were the loudest voices cheering your achievements. They showered you with love and encouragement. And most important, they instilled in each of you the confidence and drive it takes to become a Wabash man, to make the bold choice to select a college that will push you harder than most, and the one that calls you to be a gentleman and responsible citizen. So please join me in saluting your families, whether they are here with you or viewing from far, far away, and thanking them with a resounding round of applause. In searching for some words of wisdom to offer to the entering class today, I thought I would share a little bit about my summer reading list. My wife Wendy and I are native Oregonians, and each summer when I go to visit there, I try to pick out a few books to read. I read a book this summer called Boy Mom that looks at the challenges that boys and young men face growing up in society today. It's a pretty good book. The Wall Street Journal gave it a nice review about 2 weeks ago, and I'd recommend it. I also read a book called Range, Why Generalists Triumph in a Specialized World, which is about how a broad, sweeping education prepares young people. So I read about the challenges young men face, and I read about the liberal arts, hoping to be inspired by valuable insights from these authors. I suppose that's pretty on brand for the president of Wabash College. But the most valuable book I read this summer was a complete impulse buy. The Breaks of the Game was written by David Halberstam more than 40 years ago. He was a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist who embedded with the Portland Trail Blazers during the 1979-1980 NBA season. I was 12 years old that season and a huge fan of the Blazers. So I bought the book thinking it would be enjoyable, give me a rest from my more serious reads. So the word breaks in the title refers to several things. One is what happened to NBA legend Bill Walton. In 1977, Walton led the team to its only NBA championship. The next year, the Blazers were 50-10. They were on track to set the NBA record for the most wins in a season when Walton got injured. He tried to return from the playoffs. He broke his foot in the second game of the first series. He sat out the next season, got traded, and the entire team imploded. This book tells the story of that implosion, but also much, much more. The NBA of the 1970s was nothing like what we know today. This was a time when the NBA had no television contract. Most games were broadcast tape delayed. All right, you couldn't even watch them live on television. And believe it or not, guys, there was no such thing as streaming or the internet. All of that changed at the end of the decade. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson entered the league in 1979. A huge new TV deal was signed, and money flooded into the league that brought unexpected challenges for the coaches, the owners, and especially for the players. The book helps you feel the intense pressure the players faced as pro basketball went from a game where most even played only part-time. They had to work other jobs. It turned into a high-stakes, complicated business. Suddenly, teammates became adversaries as they jockeyed for position and salaries. Everything changed with the rapid influx of money. The relationship coaches had with the players, the business conditions under which owners operated, the amount of travel required of teams. Nobody knew who would win and who would lose as the game rapidly evolved from sleepy spectator sport to a really big business. I was only about 50 pages into this 450-page book when it hit me that this book, older than any of the students here today and probably most of your parents, was giving me incredible insights into the current transformation at the highest levels of college athletics that we're seeing right now. The breaks of the game really made me think broadly. It got me away from the present day utilitarian reading I usually do, and it helped me understand what's happening in NCAA Division I today, and it helped me think about significant cultural shifts that occur when money enters into a market, when the status quo is challenged, and when systems change with unrecognizable and an unanticipated speed. So why am I telling you about my summer reading list? Well, for one thing, I'm confident that all the young men in this room are going to see the status quo challenged in their adult lives. That you're going to see systems change with unrecognizable and unanticipated speed. So as you chart your path through Wabash, I want you to make a few impulse buys. I'm not necessarily talking about your reading list, though that would be great. I'm thinking more about the classes and activities that you're going to choose in these next 4 years. If you intend to be a chemistry major, it's perfectly appropriate that your plan has organic chemistry at the top of the list. But never let a semester go by when you don't choose a class that will push you to think more broadly. And the same goes for your co-curricular activities. If you intend to go into business, then you absolutely should look at our Center for Innovation, Business, and Entrepreneurship. But don't limit yourself to a utilitarian vision. Join the MXI, write for the Bachelor, be part of a theater production. Now, you might be surprised that I've made it nearly to the end of my remarks with hardly a mention of the liberal arts. But what I'm urging you to do boils down to embracing a liberal arts education, one that begins today and never ends. I know that liberal arts education gets a bad rap nowadays. Barely a week goes by that I don't read an article questioning the relevance or value of liberal arts education. Unfortunately, liberal arts education is often misunderstood as a semi-random assortment of classes that prepare you to impress people with your knowledge. If that doesn't appeal to you, good. Flaunting your education over others is a real jerk move. I had a stronger word in mind, but I held back. The Wabash curriculum is not a random collection of courses. It's a coherent program designed to guide you to opportunities to explore issues from different disciplines, time periods, cultures, belief systems, and more. It offers you enormous flexibility to design your education. 4 years from now, when your class graduates, no two of you will have taken the same set of courses. Think about that. No two of you will have taken the same set of courses. Each of you will leave with a unique set of learning experiences that truly distinguishes you from everyone else. And the more I've thought about it, the more I think that may well be the secret to the success of Wabash Men. You will enter your career, your community, your relationships with an education no one else has. The more that you allow your passions, rather than the expectations of others, to shape that experience, the more you will stand out in the crowd. Not to mention differentiating yourself from any AI tool available when you graduate. So the breaks of the game of life are unexpected. If you think that you know what you need to learn and experience over these next 4 years to prepare yourself for the following 50, I want you to change your mindset today. Open yourself up to new experiences outside your grand plans. Allow yourself to let joy and curiosity be part of what drives your Wabash experience. The payoff will be huge. So, gentlemen, if you are prepared to take up this challenge, to determine the man that you want to be, to set as your goal to live a wise and virtuous life embodied in the gentleman's rule, to help restore the trust that is the very fabric of the communities we live in, and to live up to the high ideals articulated in the mission of our college to think critically, act responsibly, lead effectively, and live humanely. If so, please stand. Gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to continue the tradition begun by the first professor of our college, Caleb Mills, and using his bell, ring you into the good company of Wabash Men. Men of the class of 2028, welcome to the Brotherhood.
Thank you, President Feller. Please be seated. And congratulations to our new students. I really challenge you to reflect on the important messages that you've heard here from my colleagues today. We'll follow up on some of them tonight at our convocation at 7:15 and then throughout new student orientation and beyond. But before we get to that, there's a few housekeeping notes here. So as we wrap up here, and students and parents, when you adjourn onto the mall, please look for your orientation mentor at your group number. They should be holding aloft your number there, and you can find them. Be careful of the bare ground areas out here where we've had some recent construction. Your mentor will direct you to the location of your next obligation. After that session, you'll have time for hugs and goodbyes, and then parents will have an optional opportunity to gather at 5 p.m. in Little Giant Stadium. It's listed on your program as the concourse below the stadium. That's been relocated upstairs into the air conditioning of the W Club. Okay, so please, that's a come-as-you-are event, an opportunity to meet with President and Mrs. Feller and other members of the Parents Advisory Committee, so please make it to that if you're able. I'd like to thank the many people who've made today possible, the admissions office, staffs of Bon Appetit and Campus Services, and the whole Student Life team, but especially Dean Heather Thrush and her student orientation mentors, as well as Student Life Specialist Mike Lynn, Dean Mark Welch, and all the student housing leaders. And then finally, thank you again to the families, the parents, and guardians who have made it possible for these young men to continue their education at this special place. To you, we say welcome to the Wabash family, and to the men of the class of 2028, welcome to the brotherhood. And now the Glee Club will close our program with a performance of Alma Mater, after which you are dismissed. Please rise.